What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, UnrealEnt Network, back at it once again, joined by two of my friends, Comic Book Fan 1992 and Mr. Alpha Sand 6196, and today we're going to be discussing
And
our
Ren,
overall
and
thoughts and opinions on Dragon Ball Super and where we stand on it in terms of Dragon Ball GT. Now, I think that, after watching Super thus far, I think this completely obliterizes Dragon Ball GT in terms of it being canon. But before I give you my thoughts, I want to know from you guys, what did you think of Super thus far, and how would you compare that to the Dragon Ball GT characters, given the fact that the Dragon Ball GT characters have a multiplier, which means for example, base form Goku in GT was equivalent to Super Saiyan 3 and all that garbage. So how do you guys feel about GT compared to Super as of this very moment right now?
I always thought it was kind of weird because I recently did a what if battle, well not recently, what if Super Saiyan 4 Goku fought Beerus, and I was the whole multiplier thing, I was I think it would rival him, but in reality I think Beerus would just destroy GT characters because we don't know the full pinnacle of Beerus's power yet.
Well, actually, we do in episode 13 when he kind of showcased it against Goku, because he told him, he was like, "All right, this is 100% of my power," and Goku's like, "All right, this is 100% of my power." And
yeah, I didn't really like how they made Super Saiyan God in the actual series of Super stronger than Beerus. I felt like
well,
that
I,
was
I
kind
don't
of
think he's
naff.
stronger. I think he's slightly weaker because there were certain things that Goku was trying to do that he couldn't do, and Beerus was able to turn the ties on him, which is really cool. So, I think I. All right, by you saying Beerus would smash all the GT characters, I would have to agree. But what about Gogeta here? That's the most important
That's
part.
the
Gogeta
yeah.
was for me. Gogeta was probably one of the few probably one of the characters got butchered the most, because Gogeta, he was always when we first see him in Fusion Reborn, he was always serious, and it's just that to me they butchered his character a lot.
So
Yeah.
what about Beerus versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta?
I do not know because I did a here's the
That's such a
thing.
hard fight to call,
It
man.
is though because it's all math shit because
It is
if
a
you
lot
look,
of
all right,
math involved. This
because
is
yeah, because all right, the reason I gave when I did Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Vegito Super Vegito is that the Potara earrings multiply by a
yeah,
certain
and you have
number.
a rival boost.
Yeah, and then you have the Super Saiyan boost, which is times 2. So if you multiply that, Gogeta times 1, Super Saiyan 1, so that's times 2 again. Super Saiyan 2 times 2 again, times 3 for Super Saiyan 3, so times 2 again. So the numbers add up, so he could beat Super Vegito in a way, but Beerus is a god level, so we don't you cannot comparison stat with numbers.
That
But
is
I
true. I mean,
think
the
that
multipliers.
Gogeta would give him a reasonable fight, but I think overall either the timer would wear out before he could beat Beerus, or he would give in, or Beerus would just kick the shit out of him to the point where he's out of fusion.
I don't know, it's so hard to say. The GT characters, I think were really rubbish. I liked Baby a lot. Baby had such a good
Baby
story.
is the character that I like. I mean, I was okay with Omega Shenron, but then when he started whining like a bitch, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
I,
stop.
I, I didn't really. Omega, he looked really cool. He had a really cool feature. He just looked
Yeah, yeah,
scary. I was like, damn, this is a big buff dragon. He has spikes all around him. But
yeah,
then
and he had that dark sort of
yeah, and
tony
then he was made
atmosphere.
out to be a wimp. But then Baby, what I liked about Baby was he wasn't I mean, he was really cool looking, but he was very sadistic. He was like, all right, I'm gonna kill you by any means necessary. Even if that means me going inside of your body and controlling you. So
Well,
I thought that
yeah,
was
and he
really
was
cool.
also kind of a selfish sort of centered asshole.
He was, and I think that personally, Gogeta would be the ultimate opponent for any super character because we never saw what he could fully do. In Super, we get to see what these guys can do a little bit. And I just think that Gogeta, even with the timer, it would still be so good because I think Beerus would be like, wait a minute, where's the two Saiyans? And then they can be like, oh, the two Saiyans, they are me, I am they, and I am
I
the
have
Ultimate
one.
Saiyan.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though, with the whole discussion, I was listening to one of yours and Paul's discussion about Vegito coming back and everything. Now, the only problem with this that I don't the only problem that I have with Vegito is I really didn't like the character in all honesty. Like, I liked the fusion. Like, he looked like really cool and everything. You're like, whoa, it's a bit of Goku and a bit of Vegeta. That's how it's supposed to look and everything. But like, how he was like too cocky and stuff. So like, I mean, and also the thing is, I don't think he'd ever
And,
appear again in Super because of 1 minute, Edgar. I don't think he'd ever appear again in Super because Vegeta both said in the manga and in the anime, I prefer being a one being. I prefer being myself. I would never again fuse with you permanently.
That actually changed because if we look at what's going on now in Super, they're not going based off the manga at all. Like it's completely different because if that were the case, Champa would have appeared in episode 10. So that's a complete swerve. And then on top of that, you
they're
already know that
trying
they're
to
changing the
the,
movie. Like the
the
movie and the
reason
show is completely different. You guys know that, right? I mean, like
the
Yes.
they didn't
reason
fight underground yet or anything like that. So like
Nope.
everything is changing. I don't know why. I don't know if it's good or bad. But somewhere in the manga, the Kais defuse. Now,
Well, I
whether or not they
mean,
go based off of that and they include that is a mystery. But if they just so happen to defuse and then they get the earrings again, I think at some point, because if you think about it, Vegeta kind of put all of his pride aside. Like they kind of reversed roles. Like Goku's like the cocky one. He's always like bragging that he's the strongest and whatever. And then you got Vegeta who's now humble because he realizes where he's at in the universe right now in terms of position, and he's like, damn. I have to keep my mouth shut because I have to continuously get stronger. Otherwise, I'm going to get surpassed by Kakarot.
Karato.
Kakarot.
Good. Edgar, were you gonna say something, you giant?
yeah, it's just the reason why the manga. We see some things adapted in the manga to the anime.
Yep.
The reason why it's kind of different and we haven't seen Champa is just they want to save him for Universe 6. They don't want to pop him out like right now because therefore like people wanted to see him more than the actual main story.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
therefore
I mean, in the manga in chapter 10, I believe he appeared, but he was just in the universe watching, like he was watching everything go about. And I
Dude.
thought we were gonna see that. Like even if he doesn't do anything, as long as he's there watching, like that would have been really cool to see. But he didn't do that. So
granted, we could see him in the end of Battle of God.
no, we can. I
At
mean,
the
I'm not.
ending,
Yeah, it's a high possibility.
one
Like
more
He's
episode.
in there.
I mean, like I was thinking that like he's gonna pop up at the end of Battle of Gods when like Beerus is like resting and everything, and then like first thing like like Beerus and like Champa are like just talking shit to each other.
But
Because
like
like
what
that's what
what,
it
what
looks
really
like.
intrigues me, going back to what we said, is like GT. I mean, like, you do understand that there are fans out there that are gonna fight you guys to the death about this? Like, they're gonna
GT,
continuously say
okay,
that no
okay, and
matter.
I know, like me with GT, the only element of GT that I found really awesome and that like stuns me to this day. Whereas like I'm just like, oh, I fucking hate Super Saiyan God. I hate Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. I really like the Super Saiyan 4 transformation because it looks like a Super Saiyan. Because it looks like what you'd think a Saiyan to be. Because like, all right, if you look back in Dragon Ball, Goku as a kid, he
Right.
has a tail. He's doing all these stupid monkey shit. He's using his tail to grab on trees and fly with his tail back into the ring.
That
It
is
looks like
true.
a
I
Super Saiyan.
that's true.
the way
Like,
the way you get it back, like Vegeta said, once you lose your tail, you can never grow it back.
yeah, I hated that whole bullshit to get like the clips and pull his tail out of
And
his
then and
butt.
then you got GT where he had the tail, and it was just man.
And
Yeah, I mean,
it's just like to me, like yes, I do love the Super Saiyan transformation, but it's just the way you get it is stupid, and you just like I feel like God's status is 10 times better because number one, you feel you have the power of a god, even though you not look like as a god, but you have the power as a god. It's big. It's a really
I
big
will say though,
inner.
like how Goku's like transformation went down with Super Saiyan God in the series looked better than the movie,
Oh
other than
yeah,
that
it did. Like it
Gamora
was really
shit.
cool. Like the entire Earth was like shaking and like everything was. Yeah, I
Yeah, and then
understand
like
that.
you
That
see
was really
like the
cool.
universe, like you see like it rip a hole in the sky, and then like you see the stars, the universe, and then like you see like snow and
Oh
everything, and
yeah,
it's like what the fuck?
No, that was really cool. I have to give it to them on that. But like GT, I think the whole Super Saiyan 4 transformation, like going from an ape and whatever, like it was all right. It wasn't like horrible. I prefer like the natural way of doing it. But I just hated how they bitched out Vegeta. I hated it. I hated how Android 17 was there. Like that made no sense. It was like
Yeah, he was like, "Hello, I'm
he
the
had no
next
part.
threat."
He's it's just like the series was just nothing more than a cash in, and it's just like it makes me a little sad that people prefer this over G. over Super. I'm like, are you seriously?
Yeah.
Super
No,
is
yeah.
does
People are gonna fight to the death with you guys
Yeah,
about
but then
this.
again, I mean, all that matters at the end of the day, we're all Dragon Ball fans at some perspective. I mean, hell, like my friend, he still reckons that Dragon Ball, the original series, outbeats Super, because
Well,
he
that
says,
was mainly like a martial arts. Yeah, I kind of see his point of view on that.
yeah, because like he says, like it's Goku's start and it matures him into the character that he's meant to be. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, and then like he sends me something late at night and he's like, yo, Blake, watch this. Do you remember this? And I'm like, fucking idiot, why'd you send me the Goku smacks Bulma's panties shit again?
Yeah, I
Why
mean,
did you?
I understand that, but as of now, I just think that GT should nowhere near be comparable to Super because they're two very different things. Like I am enjoying Super more than I did GT, and like when I first saw GT, I was like, yeah, finally a new series. And then when I realized that Goku was a kid throughout the entire thing, I was like, this is so stupid. And then like
Yeah, I remember like
and
seeing.
then the other Z fighters like they were made out to like get bitched out. Like for example, Majub was supposed to be insanely strong, and he debuted for
and
like 5 minutes and then got slaughtered by Baby.
Yeah, he
and
got like kicked in the
yeah,
nuts.
It was like, what the
and
fuck?
that's why I'm hoping in Super we see him be that character that we wanted.
Well,
Like
I don't
we
think
should
we will
have.
because like that ending of Dragon Ball Z, the last episode with Goku flying off with Oob, was supposedly the setup for GT.
Yeah, it
I don't
was,
think
and
so.
I really hope that they don't end the Super series off with that.
Yeah, because like if they do that and then like they're like another series 20 years later, and
I
it's
really
like,
hope not because that'll really include Dragon Ball GT in the entire mix, and I really hope not. But let us know what you guys think down below about GT versus Super. Do you guys think one is better than the other? We want to know your overall thoughts on this. Once again, this has been Comic Book Fan 1992 and Alpha Saiyan 6196. Jesus, so many numbers in your damn name. Let us know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Young Money.